16 and 60 is a wide range. 6 and 36 is a wide range. So we must be very careful of how we train the beginner. So I'm going over the 5 basic leg skills. So first, of course, every student learns head to bow, courtesy and respect to one another, appreciation, free fighting position. That's it. 1 foot back, hands are up, bend the legs. That's the basic. 1 step back, hands up, bend the legs. And when they step back, look at my feet. We're not talking about this. Natural position. This is a natural position. When they stand, their legs should be slightly bent anyway. Feet flat, yet most of the balance on the balls of the feet in the front. The back of the foot and the heels are for stability, being solid. The front of the feet and the balls are for mobility, being able to move. We want to focus on the mobility part. So, slightly bent, and the right leg shifts back. You see that? And we bend the legs. There you go. All right? You turn the hips slightly and the body slightly, and we bend the legs. Make sure that's what's happening. This isn't happening. Knees locked, not happening. All right? Simply bend. Bring the foot back. Hands are up, and my shoulders turn. Everything turns 45 degrees, just like that. They should learn how to do both sides. Then how to switch from one to the other. Back, and back, and back, and how to complete. So how to stand, the natural stance, how to stand in a natural free fighting stance, how to shift or change sides, and how to come back. Good. We're starting with the 5 basic leg skills. Number 1 is what? The knee. 2 parts. Ana, pull. Ana, pull. Ana, pull. Then they would change sides. And the same thing. Ana, pull. And back. So look at my shoulders. It's a 45-degree angle. So it's not that. But when I shift forward. Ana, pull. I come back. 45-degree angle again. Ana, pull. And then how to shift. So a couple of pointers. When we're doing the knee, watch. You do not want to have them doing this. With their foot out there. That's not the knee. The foot should be in close and pointed slightly down. Pointed down. And once we have it, this movement is not just this a grab and a hold. Not quite like Thai boxing, a little different. This here is a thrust and grab and follow through. So we're striking here. We're striking. We make impact. So it's ana, pull. Ana, pull. So when the student's learning, they first learn that way. How to thrust the knee, bring it back. They change sides. It's the same thing. Thrust forward, knee, and back. So it's not, that's not it. and here, shift, knee, and back. And the palm, right here, base of the palm, that's what's hitting, right? Not the fingertips, not this, right? One, we'll focus here and here. Two, here and here. Now, what follows is leg skill number 2. I'm going to do it this angle. Number 2, same position, 45 degree, shift front, and we do the front kick and back. But when we start the front kick, we have to do this first. We can bend the legs, ball of the foot, and tap. Just like that. You understand that's the striking surface. Before we send this foot out, we need to understand what's going out from the very beginning. So when we tap, we're going to understand that. And we tell them we're doing this there to the groin. And when I'm teaching, you notice we did the knee, we did the tap. Basic leg skill number 2 is the knee and the tap combined. It's the knee, the tap to the front. That's it. So I do not teach. Na, tul, set, net. That's an exercise. That's not a kick. But sometimes when people have a lot of challenges, we got to break it down. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's like training wheels. But you must get away from that as soon as possible. Because throwing a front kick is like throwing a ball. It's not 1, 2, 3, 4. You will never throw a ball well that way. Throwing a ball is one motion. Throwing a front kick is one motion. So if we do end up having to go to 1, 2, 3, 4, I would say within 30 seconds, get it to 3. What's 3? 1, 2, 3. And then 30 more seconds, get it down to 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, and get it back to 1. Because why? It's the one that works. So when they learn that, they understand flow, fluidity, and also they should not kick too high. They shouldn't kick too hard, right? And they should never strain. If they follow those rules, anybody can learn to kick and kick well. And that's one of the strong points of our school. One of the strong points of our school is this. We can take anybody and teach them great martial arts. We can take anybody, find their strengths and their talents, and bring it out of them. So, they do one side, of course, we switch. And we want to focus on the one, if possible, like this. Hana, pull. So notice I'm on the angle, see that? But when I kick, I can do this. And number 1 began the training. 1 was what? Hana. I'm in the front position. Pull. Hana. Pull. So number 2 is an extension of 1. I just turning. Hana. See that? And kicking. All right, so hana. Pull. Set. Should be nice and fluid. So when I'm kicking, look at my head. Look at my shoulders. When I kick, because it's smooth. Smooth is the way. Okay, onto kicking is like water. It should flow. So, after we have 1 and 2, watch. Then we have 1 this way. Watch what I'm going to do. Hana. Change sides. Pull. Change sides. Look what I'm doing. Huh? Knee. Change sides. Knee. Change side. Now the beginner's learning how to coordinate left and right. Then the same with front kick. Na, alternating sides. Pull. Se. Ne. So starting out, you simply have to teach them that once they have the kick, it's the kick, place it down. Right next to the other foot, opposite leg back. Kick, place it down. Right next to the other foot, opposite leg back. So it's an easy transition. So if their kick is flowing, this is very easy to take it to the next level. So we do it with the knee, basic leg skill number 1, and also with the kick. Leg skills number 2, front kick. Now, once we have alternating going back, the opposite of back is forward. So watch. And then with the knee first, number 1, na. See, I landed forward. What do I do now? Shuffle back. That completes the cycle. Pull. Forward. Shuffle back. That completes the set. Left, right, and left. So, what is the student learning now? How to follow through, how to drive through. So, hana, forward. And also what? How to shuffle back. So that is new footwork. Pull. 1, 2, and shuffle back. So once we have that, we do the same thing with the front kick. Here, hana, front, down, and shuffle back. Pull, front kick, down, shuffle back. Se, down, shuffle back. Ne, down, shuffle back. So notice the progression. It's the progression that's key. It's the progression that's the secret. Knee, one side. Knee, other side. Easy. Front kick. All right, one side. Then learning front kick, other side. Easy. Then alternating. Knee. Both sides. Stepping back. Then front kick. Easy progression. All right, coming back, but then going forward. Knee, forward, shuffle back. Knee, forward, shuffle back. Followed by front kick. Forward, shuffle back. Front kick. Forward, shuffle back. So now, the front kick changes a bit because why? They learn to shift their body weight forward, to commit into the kick with their body weight. How to catch their balance, bend the leg. Also, shuffle back, safe distance. So that's basic leg skills 1 and 2. Now, 3, turn kick. We start low, we start slow, and keep it easy. So turn kick refers to this, the foot turning. This foot has to turn, and it turns on the balls of the foot. So when I'm turning, this heel has to lift a little bit. I have to lift. Hey, look at that. I lift. See? I lift and shift. See that? I lift and shift. So that takes a little bit of practice. Not easy for most beginners. And depending on your surface, their surface, whether it's a mat or floor, or what they're wearing on their feet, it's going to be a little different. So watch. So we keep it simple. Bend the legs. We've turned around, drop it. In this side position. See that? And we shuffle back. I'm going to do it this way. So watch. Do it that way. So, how does this work? I turn my body. Once again, here's my belt. Here's my center turns. We did number 1, the knee. We did what? We turned the center, came front, did the knee. We did number 2, we did what? We turned the center, front, with the front kick. Now the same thing, we turn this center, but when we lift, we turn this foot, we turn more now, and we turn and land and shuffle back. So we start out with number 3, alternating sides, right? We don't do out, back, bring it back. Out, back, bring it back. Because the same way you don't throw a ball 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, you don't use a kick this way. If you do, here you're through. Okay, that doesn't work. Okay, so look, it's throwing the ball, it's throwing the kick. So turn kick, we start with alternating. So hana, down, and shuffle back. Pull forward, down, and shuffle back. So what's happening also? We're learning to commit our weight forward. Because a turn kick with no weight behind it, there's not much power behind it. You have to commit forward. So everything is going that direction, and then turn it down, shuffle back. Once again from here, turn the body, lift the knee, fire, down, and shuffle back. So notice when I complete the kick, when I do front kick, look at my position. When I complete the turn kick, look at my finished position. You see that? Because I committed all the way. I turned all the way, shuffle back. So, with number 3, the turn kick, we start with alternating sides, but we continue where we left off with number 2. The front kick, number 2, we started just stationary, and then we started alternating. Alternating, we did what? We shifted. We kicked and shifted. Then the next level was committing forward. We committed forward, shuffle back. Committed forward, shuffle back. So now with number 3, turn kick, we start where we left off. Turn kick, forward, shuffle back. Turn forward, shuffle back. Now if you notice, my shuffling back, look at my position. Now the student learns more lateral movement. That's what we're learning. So within the kicking skills, there's footwork inserted. The student learns progressively. Now, turn kick, after we have going forward, what do we do now? Going back. Where we start a front kick. So watch. Here. I do the turn kick, turn, and back. So notice I didn't end up forward. Turn, and back. 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 So, it's alternating sides, but instead of falling forward, we're coming back. So, turn, control the body, in the like here. Then again, remember, we don't turn from here. We don't do, nope, too long. Too much energy wasted. You want to commit forward, 5 from there, right? If we're coming back, it's the same thing. Forward, 5 from there, and back. Once we have that, notice what we did. We had the foot out, and we did coming back. Coming back laterally. So now, number 4 is a step behind side kick. That's the 4th kick. Beginner learns. So keep in mind, the progression is also about body development. When we're doing this, we're using a certain group of muscles, and we're taxing those muscles a certain level, a certain way. After that, when we do the front kick, we're taxing the same muscles a little bit more. But then we do the turn kick. Now we're going from taxing a lot of this. We're going to over here, the waist and the side of the hips. Now when we do the step behind kick, now we're going to tax here, sides of the hips, and also here, behind. How's that work? We start in lateral position. Legs bent. And we practice how to step behind and get the heel back and come back down. Step behind, heel, come back down. So I normally teach that first to get a sense of the movement. The angle is your body. Then, so what did I just do? When I was teaching archery, horseback, I taught them how to draw the bow. That I was teaching. Let it go. But now, they must have an arrowhead, a tip. So that's the basic form. Now, I tell them, flex their foot, side position, and hit the side of the heel. And then feel that. Set. This hasn't been done a few times. Every time they start doing that sidekick, so their brain can make the connection. That's the striking surface. So what do we do? Now, we have the movement. Turn on the bow, let it go. Now, we got the arrow tip. And I put it together. And then bend, step behind, flex the foot, and back. So notice, I didn't do 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1 to 5. No, I just step, lift, and come back. Step, lift, and come back. And there's 2 focuses, heel and behind. That means I come this way. Once I'm in position, I'm not gonna kick. I just gotta focus on my heel. I keep my behind in the right position. The rest is just aiming, keeping alignment. Okay, and yes, they must learn how to see from the corner of their eye. Because you gotta kick from the behind and have the right alignment, you gotta be able to see. It takes training, but with the practice, their training improves and they get the skill. So how do we teach that? Step behind, kick, and back. Step behind, and look, I'm coming right back the same way. I step behind, here's my foot. My foot is right here. When I kick, it comes right back to there. I kick, right back to here. Now, another method of training this kick is step behind, but it's more for, we don't do the kick this way, but it's more for training, right? You step behind, low center, hand alignment, and right here, we just practice a few times from here. We practice, 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷. That's helpful also. I would not rely too much on that, but it is very helpful in training. Ultimately, you want to focus on just doing the kick. Step behind, kick, because it's the momentum once again. Now notice, we did the knee and back, the front kick and back. Then alternating, what did we do? And back, and back. Then we did forward, shuffle forward, back. Kick forward, shuffle back. Kick forward, shuffle back. Kick forward, shuffle back. Then number 3, turn kick. What did we start out with? Forward, lateral, shuffle back. Right? Turn, forward, lateral, shuffle back. And then we went where? Kick, down and back. Instead of going forward, we went back. Kick and back. Now with the side kick, what did we do? We started from here, the back. We went forward and back, right? Forward and back. What follows? Forward, falling forward. So what's that mean? Step behind, land, shuffle back. Step behind, kick, land, shuffle back. So now we learn how to get the momentum the most to go forward. And close to both sides. Now, look at the progression. knee, front kick, turn kick, step behind side kick. It should not be knee, turn kick. It should not be front kick, side kick. No. If the beginner is starting out in their path, their road, their way of kicking, it should be knee, front kick, turn kick, step behind side kick. Not really. Step behind side kick. This is the safest and the fastest, most efficient way of learning the basic kicks. Now, in between that is how they interconnect. Did the knee, understood that. Front kick, understood that. Stationary, we're then alternating. We'll do this knee or front kick. Knee is the lesser, front kick is the greater, but notice, coming back. After going back, it's yin and yang. Now we're going forward, forward, shuffle back, forward, shuffle back. And after front kick, when we go to number 3, turn kick, we continue with forward, forward, shuffle back, forward, shuffle back. So see, it's a seamless progression. And then after forward, then it's just coming back. Turn kick, step back. Turn kick, step back. And then we go to number 4, step behind. We continue with the stepping back. We go forward, step back, forward, step back. And then of course we do what? Forward, landing forward, step behind, forward, landing forward, shuffle back, right? Step behind, forward, shuffle back. So notice, there's no stop. There's no stop, kick. There's no stop, throw. It doesn't have to be fast. It doesn't have to be hard. But it has to be fluid. So as I move, this foot starts, look, my momentum keeps going. You see that? Just smooth. So my body weight is continuing. So those are the first 4. It's important that the beginner learns the right way, the right structure. Otherwise, they'll have a lot of challenges very quickly with their kicking, with their hips, lower back, hamstrings. And if by chance they have a lot of talent, natural flexibility, they make it through yellow, green, blue, red, and with some chance they make it to black belt. In terms of being an instructor, probably won't happen. Because without that structure, they are useless. They may be able to fight, maybe they'll even have to show some real talent and skill with their body, but they cannot pass it on. If they do pass it on, try to, it's a throw of the dice. It depends on who they get and what they teach when, and maybe if they get it or not, don't get hurt, throw of the dice. Real martial arts teaching is not throwing the dice. Real martial arts teaching is a science and an art. It is an art based on science, physiology, anatomy, physics. Okay, there's certain rules that they cannot be broken. Some can be modified for certain body types, certain people. But the Tao is the universe as it really is. It's authenticity of the universe, meaning that all the physical laws apply. All the laws apply. You step outside the boundary of the laws, most likely you will not be doing it. If you're doing judo without following the do, eventually you're not doing it anymore. You're done. If you're doing taekwondo without following the do, eventually you're done. If you're doing aikido without following the do, Eventually you're done. You're doing Hapkido without following the do, it's only a matter of time. You're done. And trust me, I know many who were done. So when you hear do, that's about the natural order of the universe, the natural laws and principles of nature, the nature of your body, the nature of the physical world that you're in. You got to be in alignment. Otherwise, your life as a martial artist becomes short. So we want to make sure that every student that comes to us has a clear path from beginner to mastery. And they do have a clear path. We have the map. Okay, we have the terrain. Okay, we have the science. We have the experience. We have the history. So getting from beginner to black belt to instructor, instructor to senior instructor, right, to teacher and master, there's a clear path. The challenge is this. It's when the instructors point in different directions, when they don't follow this path. Make sure if you're teaching, you're following the right path. Now, all the beginner sets are set to 5. The 5th kick is actually the turning back kick, but it's taught 2 ways, kneeling and standing. Depending on the surface you have. If you have a mat and a soft surface, it's kind of easy teaching kneeling because it's less balance. It's 1, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 2. We can check the foot position, the angle, they'll learn that. 3, how to place it right back. 4, how to come up and turn. So it's easy. Now, standing is challenging. That doesn't happen the first day. That happens when they're ready, when they have the right balance, coordination. So how do they get that? When they practice number 4, when we taught 4 correctly, look, step behind, right here, step behind and kick and bring it back. We did that one, right? We practice step behind and land forward. That was the last way. So now, what do they do? Look at my position. When I step behind, see the position? If I was taught correctly, the step behind sidekick, I was taught stepping back and falling forward. I have all that I need to go to number 5. The 5 is this. I'm this way. It's turning back kick. So watch. Look at my feet. Right? It's kind of like I'm on a surfboard, right? So watch. To the line, I turn. When I turn both feet, and I open this. You see, there's a clear line there. That line, I open the line. See? So I'm here. I'm on the line, bent. I turn my back, and I lift this foot. The line is open. When I do that, I don't look this way. I don't look away. I look over my shoulder. See my position? See that? And then I push back from this leg right into it, and I land forward, which is the same thing as when we're doing this. From here, right? We're here, step behind, land forward, right? We can step behind, push, land forward. So we're here. So what's that mean? Turning back kick, which is an extension, the next level. Just like front kick is the next extension or level of forward knee. You got knee, then front kick. So now, the half step behind side kick, we're adding this. Turn, then push forward, down, and what follows now? Shuffle back. And what are we doing? Alternating sides. So we turn the feet, hips, turn the head. I'm able to see part of my eyes. Low center of gravity. And what do? I push back, land down, and shuffle back. So that's basic leg skills 1 to 5. Everyone is different. Depending on how they're built, how flexible they are, how tight they may be or stiff, how coordinated. If someone is really overweight, you gotta modify a little bit, maybe turn it back, kick those half for a little while. If someone is, really challenged coordination-wise, right? Everything we're doing in the progression will help. It's up to the teacher to have good judgment to know what is right for that student at that time. If we go too fast, it'll take 10 times longer to learn. And most likely you quit, too much struggle. If we go too slow, you may get too bored. You feel I'm not progressing and struggle with that up here and quit. You gotta find the right balance. You have to really connect. Find the right balance for that student because each and every student is different. So yes, we are learning also. So when you have a class and you have 2 new people, brand new, then you have 3 others that have been to a couple of classes and have advanced. Every class is different. So it means every class you have to be learning. And sometimes it is trial and error. But if you have the guidelines, if you have the map, if you have the structure and the principles and the understanding and you follow it, you're gonna always be much more successful than unsuccessful. That is a guarantee. Which means what? It means that every student that comes to your class has a much greater chance of being successful than unsuccessful. You do your part, the neighbors do their part. Whether they stay or they go, that's on them. But what's on us is this, giving the absolute best to everyone, a tested and time-proven method that hundreds have gone through, regardless of age. We're one of the few schools where we got people 50s, 60s, and 70s that have done 6-hour testings. Okay, 6-hour testings starting at 4 a.m. non-stop, no water. No, it doesn't happen. But it happens here because we follow the way.